10 epic Champions League comebacks. Following UEFA's decision to rename the European Cup to Champions League in 1992, there have been some incredible performances by teams in this tournament. Several of the most memorable and famous events were incredible comebacks that saw teams from all around the continent beat the odds and go to the knockout rounds. Nevertheless, two finals featuring English teams have seen remarkable comebacks when all hope appeared to be gone. Here, we take a look back at some of the greatest Champions League comebacks of all time. Let's get started. Don't touch that dial. Number 10. PSG 1-3 Manchester United. Aggregate 3-3. Manchester United win on away goals. Manchester United was soundly defeated by Paris Saint-Germain in the opening leg of their last 16 encounter at Old Trafford in 2018-2019. Despite the absence of Neymar, PSG's Kylian Mbappe controlled the show, and United was fortunate to escape with a 2-0 loss, made worse by Paul Pogba's late red card. Although Marcus Rashford and Romelu Lukaku didn't always dazzle together, they were sometimes a dangerous combo. This was one of them, and Lukaku gave United hope by scoring twice in the first half, each side of a goal from Juan Bernat for PSG. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer called up Tahith Chong and Mason Greenwood from the bench, placing his confidence in youth as the experience of Gianluigi Buffon, Thiago Silva, and Dani Alves wilted. With 89 minutes gone, fellow substitute Diogo Dalot fired from a distance and Presnel Kimpembe deflected it behind for a corner, only for VAR to overturn the judgment after an eternity of debate and give the visitors a 94th minute penalty. Number 9. Chelsea 4-1 Napoli AET. Aggregate 5-4. In 2012, Chelsea faced chaos after losing 3-1 to Napoli, and their highly regarded young coach, Andre Villas-Boas, was struggling. Following their exit from the Champions League, the team dismissed Villas-Boas and appointed Roberto Di Matteo, who had only previously managed at MK Dons and West Brom, but was a popular figure among fans. Di Matteo was able to turn the team around, and they managed to overcome the deficit against Napoli with goals from senior players Didier Drogba, John Terry, and Frank Lampard, leading the game to go into extra time. Eventually, Branislav Ivanovic scored the winning goal from Drogba's cross. Chelsea continued their success, defeating Benfica in the quarterfinals and achieving a famous win over Barcelona in the semis before winning the title against Bayern in Munich. Despite being sacked, Di Matteo had a remarkable impact in a short amount of time, and few managers can claim the same level of success in such circumstances. Number 8. Deportivo La Coruna 4-0 AC Milan. Aggregate 5-4. In 2004, Deportivo faced the European champions and took a surprise 1-0 lead in the first leg in Milan. However, the Italian giants soon regained their footing and won 4-1, seemingly securing their spot in the semifinals. No team had ever come back from such a significant deficit in a Champions League knockout match, but Deportivo was unaware of this and managed to even the score before halftime, thanks to goals from Walter Pandiani, Juan Carlos Valerón, and Albert Luque. Fran's deflected effort off Cafu sealed the victory in the second half. Rui Costa almost saved Milan with a powerful strike from range, but Jose Molina made an incredible save to maintain Deportivo's lead and secure their progression to the semifinals. Deportivo coach Javier Erureta had hopes for a miracle and received one. He later fulfilled a promise by pilgrimaging to Santiago de Compostela to express his gratitude. Number 7. Ajax 2-3 Tottenham. Aggregate 3-3. Tottenham win on away goals. This semi-final comeback in 2019 seemed to come out of nowhere. Tottenham was the second best in the first leg and most of the second game, behind 3-0 at halftime and without Harry Kane. Ajax had previously defeated Real Madrid and Juventus and seemed to be en route to a thrilling final against Liverpool. But the entrance of Fernando Llorente at halftime transformed the game as Spurs' other strikers shifted around him. Dele Alli set up Lucas Moura for a side-footed goal 10 minutes into the second half, and the Brazilian maintained his cool to find a space in a packed penalty area and score again seconds later. With 12 minutes remaining, Hakim Ziyech blasted against the post base before Ajax Academy graduate Jan Vertonghen headed against the crossbar at the opposite end. Erik ten Hag's lively, useful side began to crumble under the weight of Ajax's lengthy and storied history in Europe. Moussa Sissoko pushed the ball forward 5 minutes, and 1 second into stoppage time, Llorente pulled it down. Ali poked it through, and Lucas struck the bottom corner. Mauricio Pochettino deservedly celebrated like a man who had led his team to the greatest night in their history. Number 6. Liverpool 4-0 Barcelona. Aggregate 4-3. Lionel Messi was well aware that the task was not over. He dropped to the grass in dismay, with Barcelona leading 3-0 in stoppage time after Ousmane Dembele hoisted a poor finish into the arms of Alisson with the goal at his mercy. This Barcelona squad had a weak core. Its finest player knew it. Even after a dominant personal performance and one of the most legendary free kicks ever scored, Messi must have had lingering doubts when he stepped to the Anfield pitch for the second leg of the 2018-2019 semifinal. Divock Origi, Liverpool's enigmatic man for big times, scored early to put Jurgen Klopp's team up at halftime, but 2 more goals were required. "We score, Liverpool need 5, and we're going to get at least 1, agreed?" tweeted Barcelona's official account. They were mistaken. For Liverpool supporters, the image of Jorginho Wijnaldum jogging off the bench would become legendary as he leveled the scores with 2 goals in 3 minutes. Barcelona was collapsing, Messi caged, his teammates withering around him, when Liverpool earned a corner. Trent Alexander-Arnold seized it swiftly with a flash of ingenuity, and Origi hoisted it into the net ceiling. Number 5. Roma 3-0 Barcelona. Aggregate 4-1. Roma had been thrashed 4-1 at Barcelona in the first leg of their 2017-2018 quarterfinal, with 2 own goals assisting the Catalans. But Edin Dzeko's important away goal gave them a ray of hope. Although he did not score the game-winning goal, the huge Bosnian played an important role of one of Rome's best evenings. Early on, he bundled the ball past Marc-Andre ter Stegen before earning a penalty for Daniele De Rossi to thump home and cut the score in half after the interval. The Stadio Olimpico shook, and Barcelona crumbled. Kostas Manolas, who scored Barcelona's second own goal, met Cengiz Undar's near-post corner and flicked it expertly inside the back stick to put Roma ahead on away goals. Lionel Messi was given one final opportunity. He slid through a packed penalty area, but couldn't bring the ball down, stabbing it into the arms of Roma goalie Alisson, who instantly decided he loved incredible comebacks against Barcelona and would want to attempt another. 4. Manchester United 2-1 Bayern Munich. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer enjoys discussing the 1999 final, and with good reason. Mario Basler's 6-minute free kick seemed to have secured Bayern Munich their first Champions League trophy since 1976, in front of a crowd of 90,000 at Camp Nou. Bayern led for 84 minutes of regular time until United pulled off one of the greatest final triumphs ever. Teddy Sheringham drove home from Ryan Giggs' effort after David Beckham's corner was not clear to deny the Germans victory. United earned another corner almost immediately. Beckham supplied once again. Sheringham knotted it down, and Solskjaer came to put it into the net. The time between the 2 goals was just 101 seconds. Sir Alex Ferguson's team had recently won the FA Cup 4 days before, and their triple remains unrivaled in English football. Number 3, Monaco 3-1 Real Madrid. Aggregate 5-5. Monaco win on away goals. Real Madrid just did not see this one coming when they were eliminated from the 2003-2004 league. Monaco had been competitive enough in their first leg, with Sebastian Scalici and Fernando Morientes scoring, but Madrid's offensive strength had got them through and would undoubtedly do so again. In the Santiago Bernabeu, Ivan Elguera, Zinedine Zidane, Luis Figo, and Ronaldo all scored, and more goals were anticipated in Monaco. As Raul curled in a beauty in the first half, Madrid led 5-2, and the game seemed over, until it wasn't, of course. On the stroke of halftime, Ludovic Giuli volleyed home, before Morientes, on loan from Real Madrid, headed Monaco with 1 goal immediately after the interval. Madrid played as if they felt they couldn't be defeated, but they were far from the greatest. The excellent Giuli leveled the score and put them ahead on away goals, while replacements Shabani Nunda and Emmanuel Adebayor Both struck the crossbar late on. Number 2, Barcelona 6-1 PSG. Aggregate 6-5. After a humiliating 4-0 loss in Paris in 2017, Barcelona was at risk of missing the Champions League quarterfinals for the first time in a decade. It was a result that seemed to herald a changing of the guard, with Nouveau Riche putting one of the world's great old clubs to the sword and declaring their intention to take the European crown. A comeback from 4-0 down in the tournament had never been witnessed in 213 tries, but Luis Suarez's gritty early opener had Camp Nou believing. A hilarious Levin Kurzawa's own goal and a Lionel Messi penalty on either side of halftime put Barcelona right back in it before Edinson Cavani hammered home a breathtaking away goal to leave the hosts needing 3 more. Cavani and Angel Di Maria blew good opportunities to terminate the competition and were forced to pay. Suarez and Messi had already made contributions, but this was Neymar's night. A beautiful free kick in the 88th minute, a penalty in the 91st, then a beautiful floating ball for deep for Sergei Roberto to win it in the 95th. The legendary MSN ensured Barcelona was never out of the game. Number 1. AC Milan 3-3 Liverpool. Liverpool win 3-2 on penalties. Finally, let's wind up with one of the biggest and most iconic comebacks of all time. Before we see this one, make sure to smash thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Others argue that the Miracle of Istanbul should not be ranked first. There have been comebacks from bigger deficits and comebacks when the game was won prior to a penalty shootout. Yet this is the game in which all other comebacks are evaluated. The Turkish metropolis was founded 2,600 years ago and currently has a population of more than 15 million people. But for any football fan, the first things that come to mind are Xabi Alonso bundling home on the rebound and Jerzy Dudek's weak legs in the 2005 Champions League final. AC Milan's lineup that day was a who's who of mid-2000s luminaries, and Paolo Maldini's first-minute goal seemed to set the tone. Hernan Crespo's stunning double ended the game before halftime. The rest you already know. Gerrard, Smisser, Alonso, Shevchenko, and Dudek are all examples. A result that received Liverpool's love affair with Europe and ensured that no Liverpool supporter would ever tolerate a game being lost before full-time again. And that's it! What other comebacks from Champions League do you feel were iconic? Please let us know in the comments section. Until the next one, peace. I'm out.